I am playing ValiDate again, and this time we will be playing Malik's first date. Love of my life, Yolanda. So, let's see how this goes down. Alright, Yolanda, 28, start date. Oh, she's a new struggling single in our area. Or Malik's area, rather. But we're playing as Malik, so, you know. Girl at the Poetry Slam. Content warning, drugs, misogynoir, conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories is a content warning. Interesting. In the past few months, you have gotten a better understanding of how life has been treating you. The mothers of your children have left you alone for the most part, at least since you started taking your kids to school and picking them up whenever they asked. You made an effort to get closer with your kids outside of the basic childish shit you found yourself indulging in. Side note, why the fuck does your daughter like Peppa Pig so much? Why the fuck does any kid like Peppa Pig? Something about those eyes haunts you, and you find yourself looking away whenever she puts it on. The hold that Peppa Pig have on kids. The amount of my younger siblings and cousins that went to school with British accents because of Peppa Pig. And now Bluey is doing the same thing with Australian accents. Like, nobody is immune to ossification in this generation. But that's a side tangent. But the one thing you still find troubling is the trajectory of your rap career. I'm sure you do. You have a decent following on Boundcloud and people are talking about your music locally. Maybe because you have sort of shifted from serious rap to comedy rap, doing stuff to appeal to the big bok crowd. Big bok. You've begrudgingly accepted. Who knew it would be so easy to get teens to do shitty dances to your fucked up music? Rapping off beat on a shit beat appears to be the pinnacle of music these days, and as much as you hate to admit it, it's getting you a lot more attention than the things you've put your heart and soul into. That's how it goes sometimes. With this stuff, it takes you maybe an hour tops to create a shit beat with some samples, and the rapping just comes naturally. Maybe you were just meant for comedy rap. You ignore that feeling of failure for the time being. You have things to do and a backpack full of CDs slung over your shoulder. One of the homies told you about this place on the Upper East Side of the city, not too far from your place, but you still took the trip and drove instead of calling a rideshare. Who knows what kind of women you can pull at an open mic? Women gravitate towards you and typically stay for a couple of weeks until they realize how inconsistent you are when it comes to maintaining relationships. Or until one of your baby mamas, probably Tara, finds out you're talking to another woman and tries to sabotage you because she's an evil woman who only wants to see a black man look. Okay, maybe if you had gotten a Ghanaian woman pregnant, your mother wouldn't see you as such a disappointment. Your siblings wouldn't make fun of you every chance they get. You dealt with enough favoritism growing up, what with how much lighter your skin is compared to your siblings, being the only one to get the light-skin gene from your great-grandfather on your mom's side. Your parents expected so much from you, but you've done nothing but disappoint, disappoint, disappoint. That's rough, buddy. A light-skin disappointment. A light-skin disappointment. Yeah, Alice was different. She never saw your flaws. She was your first love, the woman you wished your mother approved of. They never got along. You've known Alice since you were in high school, but didn't actually start talking to her until you both graduated. Becoming local rappers brought you both closer, and soon you fell in love with her, but the love never felt mutual, no matter how much she tried to convince you that it was. You knew her love wasn't for people, but for her craft, and it showed more when you got her pregnant and she didn't seem to care about the child you both had. You can't think about that right now. You're already an hour late to this open mic, and if you sit in your car any longer, someone might call the cops. enter the salon? Yeah, this is a hair salon, but instead of the usual chairs and mirrors, it's rows and rows of folded chairs. The ceiling is littered with spotlights. Bright red neon lights shaped like roses hug the walls. You'll come here with your daughter one day. Or you should, at least. She's been asking for braids for a while. So, wait, how old is she that her hair hasn't been, braided at least once? I don't know, I just feel like the way that people are about natural hair, hair would be braided by this point. But maybe she's really young. I don't know, but I'm excited to see where that goes. You find yourself lingering at the doorway, not wanting to disturb the person on stage reciting a slam poem, and not a very good one, in your attempt to find a seat. So you wait, listening for a moment before realizing you ultimately are not that interested. The bag on your shoulder is slipping. You move your shoulder to adjust it. You scan the area in front of you, and just from behind, you can already tell you've run into a few familiar faces in here. People you want to talk to? Fuck no. But you know they might try to talk to you if you try to perform, even though you may be a little late for that. Hey, who the fuck knows what will happen? You didn't realize how long you were lingering near the door until you hear the soft voice of someone speaking right above a whisper. You nearly jump, not expecting anyone to pay much attention to you. Okay. So, confirmed. Yolanda speaks just above a whisper. So, that's exactly what her voice would be like. You look down in the direction the voice came from. Fuck. Two? That's wild. Hey, you look new here. You want to perform, or are you just checking out the scene? She caught you by surprise, and you find yourself staring a little, more than you would like to admit. Starstruck or heart eyes, you really can't decide what emotion you want to portray, or you think you're portraying. What the entire fuck is wrong with you? The man who can sling any hoe he wants is suddenly starstruck in front of a woman? A really beautiful woman? You see, that's your problem. Well, first, referring to women as hoes, but second, Yolanda? Yolanda's not a hoe. Yolanda is someone you've never met before. Someone unlike anyone you've ever met before. I'm certain of that. God damn it. Oh shit, no. I mean, maybe. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. My homie told me to come here and check out the scene, get my cloud up and pass out some tapes. You a rapper? I'm a musician. Oh, what instrument do you play? Instrument? Yeah, you said you were a musician. You do know that musician means anyone who makes music, right? I don't know if I chose the right option. She rolls her eyes at you, flat out rolls her eyes at you. It's like she wants you to see how annoyed she is by this conversation. I definitely made a wrong choice. I am aware, but people don't really use it like that anymore. Or at least most of the people here. Okay, now you just feel like an asshole. Hopefully that doesn't put her off too much. Shit, my bad. Nah, I just rap and produce beats. You reach into your bag, offering her a tape. One of your nicer ones, a sleek case with your name and number, even a heart near the end of it. This one is always saved for the ladies. The look she gives you is typical. You're the only one in the city actively handing out mixtapes, and the majority of people don't even have working CD players in their cars anymore. You've always considered switching to primarily digital media, but the concept of being unique is what appealed to you. You always stood out no matter what you did, and until you find another way to be unique, you'll keep this going. Got a name? Yolanda. You sure giving out CDs is the best form of advertising? You know most people don't even have a CD player anymore. What about Boundcloud? I've been thinking about it. Something about keeping it physical makes it more authentic, you know? What if the white man decides to close the internet and everything we kept on it is gone? At least I still got my music in physical form. You've read your fair share of theories about how the internet is controlled by a select few companies who can decide to shut it down whenever they want to, and the thought of that is daunting at times. Oh no. Losing all of your progress, your fans, and haters, it's scary enough to keep you awake at night. Fine. I'll take you up on that. But you can't go around blaming the white man for everything. Are you one of those white people aren't that bad types? Yeah, I can't speak. You watch as she ponders the question. You're almost tempted to walk away from this entirely, but then you remember she offered to let you perform and is probably one of the people in charge here. With the way people talk in this city, you'd rather not have your reputation ruined over this. What? No, I mean, not really. A lot of them come here and are pretty cool, but I'm always wary, you know? Relatable. She's one of those. Fine, you can't get mad that she doesn't follow your philosophy. Not many people have the IQ to understand it. See, I'm torn. Because on the one hand, it's like them folks are not to be trusted, but on the other hand, that has nothing to do with IQ. Malik, don't be a jerk. Don't be a wet cheese ball, Malik. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes you think everything is going great, and then bam. They can't take you home because their parents don't like us. I've never had that experience, fortunately. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's really shitty. But it seems like that hasn't happened to Yolanda either. Alright. That's right, you're the love of my life. I've had my fair share of my Korean grandmother being like that until I have to remind her that I'm black. Interesting. See, I know it said that she was French and Korean, but I don't know if that's like who adopted her, or if she's mixed, or I don't know, it's interesting. You let out a small laugh at that, reaching a hand up to rub at the back of your neck. You have a little more in common with this woman than you thought. But still, you're treading carefully with the words you say. You can't give her all of you yet. My mom is the same way, always wanting me to bring home some Ghanaian woman. She still hates my baby mamas, but treats my kids like her own. They're with her right now. I'm not Ghanaian, but I am French and Korean, the colonizer and the colonized. See, I have questions, but I feel like it's polite to laugh it off. You already made a terrible choice by saying that we're a musician instead of a rapper, so I'm gonna just laugh it off. So if I fuck you, you would be considered colonizer pussy? Why do I feel like that's worse than what the other option would be? Not that I have a problem with that, as long as the homies don't know. This is very forward. It ain't like I'm fucking a white girl again. This is a lot. That was a one-time thing, just once, and you were still young when you did it. You should have realized she was fetishizing you when she bragged about how good you were on social media. What the? Like, you know your dick game is bomb, but come on now. Keep that on the down low. I don't fuck men who aren't creatives. But you did pass me a tape and... Wait, is she considering fucking you too? Maybe after I give it a listen. You would give yourself a point for that one, but you have been trying to tone down the misogyny lately. Trying? Got a CD player in here? Shit, we could always go to my car and pop it in. Ditch this joint. I'm pretty sure this joint is hers, so like, Malik. I'm not ditching anything, but I will head out to listen to this tape. Just 2 songs. Other people still have to perform, you know. Okay, maybe you should bring out the scoreboard for this one. You always like to log your accomplishments, and so far, you've had 2. Malik 1, Yolanda 0. What? Oh, because she's coming out to his car, I guess. You lead her in the direction of your car after passing out a few tapes to people in the back row. She didn't comment on it, so she's probably seen it before. Your car is clean-ish. You keep shit off the floor, but you are a father of 2 young kids, and with that comes spills, pours, and the occasional food stain. But you never know who you might pull. Your mother always told you women didn't like a messy man. You use your remote to unlock the door. Thank God it worked this time, walking a few steps ahead to open the door for her. Welcome to Casa de Malik. De Malik. I forgot. It's Malik, not Malik. You live in your car? Wait. No. Shit. You feel yourself flushing up. This is stupid. You never let women see this part of you until you hit the bedroom. What is it about this woman who allows you to be so vulnerable despite just meeting her? 'Cause Yolanda is that girl. Alright, she's getting a point for that. Malik 1, Yolanda 1. Is she a witch? You heard those were real. Your African mother always told you to stay away from them. You ignore the voice in your head as you put in your tapes, skipping to one of your more popular songs. So what do you think? Don't sugarcoat shit for me. You look like a child about to receive some ice cream as you turn to look at her. She doesn't seem... Nigga, this was awful. The disappointment in her face. The bandana is disappointed with her. Oh, you know it was bad. You know it was bad. Ow. You've heard a lot of negative thoughts about your music, but it felt like she just got your ass after that one. She probably hears a lot of music from the performers and you didn't live up to her high standards. But not everyone can be a lover. You shrug it off as you look towards the car parked in front of yours. You take a deep breath. Swallow that pride, Malik. Nobody wants to see that. Fine. Fair. Not everyone has to like my style. It isn't about your style. I know what you're going for. It's just, you need to find the beat to match. Okay. Constructive criticism, at least. I've heard a lot of rappers. I'm in here every Friday. Fuck, I have to get back. You're not given the chance to reply before she's leaving your car and walking back towards the shop. You jog to meet up with her, stepping ahead of her to open the door. You're smooth with it as you lean down and whisper in her ear, the nervousness of earlier disappearing into the evening sky. Now your confidence is in full lightskin mode. Full lightskin mode is wild. Hey, you gotta use it to your advantage sometimes. I'm not done with you. Okay. Boo, that was off. To be fair, it's been a couple of months since you tried to spit game. You've been focusing on being a somewhat better father. Dating with 2 kids is not ideal. She looks flustered. You have to give yourself a point for that dub. Malik 2, Yolanda 1. So Did Yolanda not get a point when she told you that your song was awful? Or okay, it's whatever. It's his scoreboard, I guess. Well, now you really can't leave. You already hooked her in. Might as well keep reeling. You take a seat in the back and pull out your phone, scrolling social media to pass time until this thing is over. You watch her from the corner of your eye. She seems to run this place, and she smiles a lot. Huh. You avoid thinking about it. You definitely didn't spend the entire past hour thinking about why you liked her smile so much. Absolutely not. That's lame as hell. The lights cut back on and everyone leaves, slowly but surely. You don't pay attention to them. You got other plans in mind. Malik Patterson will get laid tonight. Will he? She looks at peace as she clears the set. You decide to be a gentleman and help her out, reaching down to pick up the mic stand that she was holding from the ground. Let me help you with that. She looks surprised when you help her, but you don't pay it any mind. It's all part of the charm. You pick up a few more mic stands, placing them where the others are grouped near the back. You know you don't have to do this. You could have left when everyone else left. I can't be a good guy? Wow, what a world we live in. Yeah, that gets a laugh out of you. Being an unironic incel isn't that funny. She even rolls her eyes at you. Ouch. You bring your hand up to your chest, feigning offense. Yolanda's over it, alright? You gotta get it together. Put this by the other mics in the corner. Sure thing, princess. Oh. Okay, maybe you didn't have to say princess, but it got her to worked up again. And honestly, that's another point for me. Malik 3, Yolanda 1. Somehow he's winning. You take your time as you try to properly organize the mic stands. Trying to make a good impression, or that might just be the perfectionist in you. You really can't tell at this point. You know you don't have to. I know. You just wanted to make a good first impression. You didn't have to say that, but you guess you made your mind up. First impression. You like what you saw today. You let out a laugh, abandoning your task before striding towards her. You get a bit closer than a stranger would be, leaning your hand against the beam behind her as you look down at her with a smirk. It's time. Your favorite part of flirting. Praise. Like, your music is gonna cockblock you, because we've already acknowledged that she thinks it's trash. So I guess we gotta go with the bold choice of I like what I'm seeing right now. I like what I'm seeing right now. Was that too much? It felt like too much. Oh, was it? You've used it before, but there's no way she could have known that. Could she? Nigga, don't act like I haven't heard that one 1,000 times. No, please. That's what I'm saying. Like, you've used that one plenty of times before, but she wouldn't know that. Boy, that's generic. It's the most generic. Oh, this is embarrassing to be a part of. You're going to have to do better if you want anything to do with me. Exactly, Yolanda. Exactly. Ouch. For a woman this calm, she's feisty. You like that in a woman. Someone who can talk back. Too many women allow you to get away with your bullshit instead of calling you out. And that's boring. So you're gonna give her a point? You like creating chaos when you know you're going to get punished for it. Sir. Punished probably isn't the right word to use there. Fine. Tell everyone to go home. I'll clean this place myself. Why do you look so sour about it? Like, just don't even offer at that point. Like, what? You think cleaning is going to win me over? No, she's laughing. And she's saying man, because men are disappointing. Oh, you realize realize you don't actually want to do that. Shit, okay, let's backpedal a little. You can't even stand 10 toes down, like, sure. Oh, I was kidding, I wouldn't do that. Notice how you're backpedaling, notice how you're backtracking. Where's her point? Where's her point? This is rigged. The system is rigged, because how are you still winning? And she still is at 1 point, like, she's washing the floor with you. Unless you want me to. You need to stop talking. You do. But quick, how do you get out of this? Wait, that's easy. Just look like you're joking. You smirk, and once you notice you're still standing over her, you take a step back to give her some room. Thank God you showered and brushed your teeth before this. So you mean you were towering over her this whole time, and she was still, like, coming for you like that? She's winning. She is winning. If you really want some pussy, you're gonna have to try a lot better than that. She's winning. She's taking it. Alright. Yeah, you were not expecting that one at all. She really fucking got you there. You didn't expect to have to try so hard tonight. Guess you have to bust out the big ones then. Notice, she still didn't get a second point. Sheesh. Fine. What do you want? Don't you have the rest of the mixtape to show me? She wants to listen to more of his music. You perk up, but you can't show your excitement. It'll scare her away. You haven't had much luck being vulnerable with women. Wait. Didn't you say it was awful? Now is she trying to get in your drawers? Man, women these days are too confident. Not that you have anything against a confident woman. You just don't need a hard-on in public. Especially in front of a woman you just met. Malik? Patterson. You wonder if she's into doming. Malik Patterson! Yeah, but I still have to listen to the whole thing. Fuck. Yes. Yes. God. Fuck yes. You won. You finally won. And there you were thinking this was going to be a bust. Oh, something's gonna be bust. Again, you calm yourself down. She can step away from this at any moment, and the thought of that is a little scary. Usually the women you fuck with are wrapped around your finger, but she is acting like she couldn't care less. Honestly, it's hurting your ego, but you ignore it for the time being as you reach into your bag to grab your keys. Then let's go. You don't get close to her this time. You dangle your keys above her head instead, realizing she's not as short as you thought she was. You can just lean down and... That's a lot of ellipses. So, how do you like... do you smoke? What? You're in love. You're literally in love. You haven't had a girl impress you like this in years. You're staring, and you know you're staring, but fuck. See, I told you, for a lot of these people, weed is their first love. Fuck. Okay, Malik, come on. You can't sit here with your mouth hanging open like a fish. You close it and grin instead, sitting back before you speak. Come on, not all rappers smoke. I know, but you do. Gagged him a little bit. How do you know? She reaches in between your seats to pull out a honey Dutch wrapper you probably forgot to throw out. Fuck. Touché. You reach into your pocket to pull out a lighter, one of your specialty ones that you remove the safety off of. Fiddling it with your hand, you glance at her from the corner of your eye, realizing how close she is with the blunt between her lips. First kiss, you know? It was a real chaotic landslide to get here, but I appreciate appreciate the moment. The light-skinned player in her comes out in full effect, almost like there's a full moon out. Nigga, is you a werewolf? You quickly remove the blood from her lips. You free her hand, moving to cup to her cheek, tilting her chin slightly as you kiss her. There is no hesitation. If anything, it felt like desperation. She's returning the kiss like you two are in a long-term relationship, and she's just been reminded of the reasons why she loves you. That's wild, because, you know, the path we took to get here did not give that. It's like you're kissing Alice. Oh, don't think of your ex while kissing this new girl. Despite everything, despite it being nearly a year since you two have been intimate, you still yearn for her. You still search for Alice in every situationship. You ache for that intimacy, that passion, a love so grand it scatters your thoughts and leaves you reeling, speechless, breathless. The hand on your shoulder brings you back to reality. Okay, yeah, you're kissing Yolanda. Probably not a good idea to be thinking about your ex-girlfriend while making out with another woman. Absolutely. Your hands move to run along her sides before you realize she never gave you permission to touch her beyond kissing. You freeze, your hands sort of just hovering in the space between you two. You're the first one to pull away. You look down at her with a smirk, slyly lighting the blunt before stealing it from her just to take a hit. Oh, to take a hit, just as you planned. Not the lip bite with the hand on chin, like it's light-skinned derogatory. If you only kiss me to get the first hit, that's a low blow, man. Low blow? That's called being smart. The white man's education doesn't teach you that. I mean, okay. White man's education? You let out a laugh, exhaling smoke out the window. She has been a little too critical of your ideologies for your liking. Most women don't even question it, but again, she isn't like most women. It's almost like something is wrong with her. Where is this going? Joke about it? Question her? Questioning her is a lot. Let's joke about it. You know how the white man lies sometimes? Like how periods are unnatural. The CIA killed Tupac because he was about to expose them. You know. Why is it every single time I think I'm choosing the better of two evils? It's still incredibly bad. I guess that's what two evils are, right? It's still evil. Periods aren't natural? Yo. Not if you take care of your body. You were joking about that first part. You aren't that stupid, but it is pretty funny to pretend to be that much of a hotep. You kind of want to see how far you can get just by fucking with her. To jokingly be a hotep and an incel? In the same night? You're wildin'. You know that's complete bullshit, right? How is it bullshit? It's been proven by many women who eat right. Don't look inquisitive, because what you said was not absurd. What you said was not introspective. Serena Williams is one of the most athletic women on the planet, and she still gets periods. Take that Where's app Take that Where's app as propaganda elsewhere. I don't play that shit. Okay, ouch. Damn, she's cold. Maybe you shouldn't try to get on her bad side just to be funny. Yeah, maybe. I didn't get it from Where's app. I got it from Headbook. That's even worse. No. I was going to say bitter. Bitter! So we got Boundcloud, Big Bop, and Bitter. For social media at least. Bapa is still iconic as a restaurant. Yolanda, no. Okay, you're laughing. Maybe it's a bit more high-pitched than you would like to admit, but who cares? You can tell you just eased her nerves. You're surprised she didn't pick up on it earlier. Why is she crying? This woman must put up with a lot of bullshit. I'm fucking with you. I know periods are natural. I have 2 sisters. I'm not that stupid. Don't look proud of yourself, because what you did just made no sense, and you're totally ruining your chances. I don't even understand what's going on. Third eye roll. She's quiet for a moment, and you realize she's giving your car a once over. You quickly do the same, scanning the front seats for any trash you forgot to pick up. Having 2 preschoolers is hard. Kids are messy, and working pretty much a full-time job makes it hard to keep up with them sometimes. You got kids. There it is. Yeah, Rhea and Roman. That's cute. 2 different names. 2 different moms. Obviously 2 different names. As long as I don't post you on my socials, you'll be fine. You're just full of fucking problems, huh? She's eating you up. It hurts. It hurts so bad that you'll give her a point. It hurts. It's still rigged. I don't care that she got a second point finally. It's still rigged because she should be winning at this point because she's been handing you your the whole night. Like, let's be for real. She's right. You are full of problems. A lot of fucking problems. Too many to write into your lyrics. You can never properly articulate them, and maybe that's why you never excelled in personal rap. Huh. Oh, it's getting introspective. You shrug, attempting to stare away from your approaching bad mood with a lighthearted joke. Not a problem if I act right. That's what my mom would say. So you're a mama's boy. Oh, come on. See, you're a rapper, she's a poet. You both should have a way with words. And, I don't know, she's kind of skating around you right now. Fuck no, my mom hates me. Both of my parents do. Oh, a little too honest. What? Oh. First of all, you're an idiot. Why the fuck would you say that? Women don't like when you're emotional. You've had women express how emotional weakness is such a turnoff, and you typically don't last long with them. You try not to talk too much about your personal life to anyone, so why was she different? You can get out of this. You always manage to find a way out of every bad situation you put yourself in. It isn't that big of a deal. Wait, she's showing interest? It's like she wants to know more about the fuck-up family life you have. Sure about that? You even gave her an out and she still kept pressing. You hope she isn't one of those healing therapist types that you hear about on Bitter. Next thing you know, she's going to pull out crystals and suddenly you'll get a nosebleed. You think it over, realizing how bad Cottonmouth is stick-kicking your ass. You reach behind to grab one of Roman's bags, pulling out a few mini bottles of water for the 2 of you. Taking a swig of water, you realize your Cottonmouth might just be anxiety. You're not used to talking about yourself, or really about anything deep, with anyone. Emotionally suppressed. It's nothing more than surface-level conversation, something you've grown used to in the years of customer service interaction. Sometimes knowing too little about someone is for the best. It takes a moment for you to gather the courage to speak. You realize you've been staring out the window in front of you since the last time she spoke. Has it been seconds? Minutes? You take a deep breath before speaking. She did ask for this. I'm Ghanaian. Both of my parents came here from Ghana in the 80s and started a new life. Dad even got a white-ass last name just to assimilate and follow the white man's rules. He met my mother and they fell in love, had a wedding and yada yada yada. things you completely resent your father for, the way he assimilated into American culture just to fit in and did nothing with his life after. That, I'm not gonna lie, ValiDate writers, you kind of just changed the game right there for a second. Because he was like spouting out this stuff about like not wanting to see a black man succeed and like white man conspiracies, which, don't get me wrong, colonizers are evil, but it was very much giving Dr. Umar, like Hotep. But having this, like this sort of family life, like backstory be the reason for it, it's interesting. Depth. I like it. Now you're stuck with a white-ass last name and half of the Ghanaians you know don't even think you're one of them. Ouch. I still think I'm an accident, but growing up, my dad always seemed to hate everything I did. I was really into art growing up, and one day my dad got so fed up with my shit that he banned me from drawing. How do you ban a kid from drawing? Forced me to read books and focus on medical shit. They wanted me to be a doctor despite my dad driving a cab for 30 years. And my mother being a secretary at the mayor's office. Your mother tried to stop him. She believed in you until she couldn't fight him anymore. He was a demon in the house. You and your siblings all resent him to this day. I never went to medical school. I got my high school diploma and decided that I didn't want to finish college. Because I thought that shit was a waste of my fucking time. I wanted to be a ghostwriter for a long time before realizing that I should be the one with the fame. People should be looking at me instead of the lucky asshole spitting my raps. When you have two African parents who pushed academia on you for so long and you just don't go that route, they resent you. It's getting real. The day I told my mother I was dropping out of college and I just wanted to focus on music, she cursed my head and kicked me out. You realize she probably regrets doing it, but that moment still traumatizes you to this day. You can't even go to your childhood home without reliving the moment over and over again. It's messed up. It's one of the many reasons you try to avoid getting your mom to babysit. There's a long pause before you speak again, mostly because you're trying to fight back the break in your voice. Long story short, I'm still doing this music shit. It's going somewhere. My beats are doing better than my actual music, but for now, I work at Popeyes, waiting for my big break. Your big break feels like it's never going to come. You waited for years to finally feel like your hard work is paying off, and now you're finally getting some of your flowers. But it's not enough. Shit. Fuck. Was she feeling bad for you? You don't want to be her pity. You don't want her pity. You don't want anyone's pity. You just want to be okay. Mood. Shit. I'm fine, Yolanda. Shit happens. Sometimes you can't please everyone in your life, no matter how hard you try. Your parents too. Despite everything, the one thing you've learned in your 26 years is that you can't please the people you want to please the most. You remember back in the 6th grade, when you came up with a report card full of A's and your father didn't even praise you. Instead, he yelled at you to go take out the trash. Like, how do you get what you always wanted out of your child? And you're not even, like, prideful, or, like, happy, congratulatory, anything. It hurt. And you stopped putting that much effort into school after that. You realized it wouldn't matter no matter how smart you were. Besides, it was either not going to college or getting random girls pregnant. That curse was meant for my head. You laugh. A genuine laugh. You never believed in curses until your mom cursed you, and now you're suffering by her hands. No matter your connection to God or whatever higher being you believe in, you can't seem to lift it. Sometimes you believe the curse will be removed once you make things right with your mother. But 2 girls pregnant? You have 2 baby mamas? You scoff, almost like she insulted you, which wasn't the case this time. That first one wasn't my fault. We used a condom. It didn't break either. I feel like she did some shady shit and got herself pregnant. You realize how much you're grinding your teeth and decide that you really don't care enough to get angry over this. You take a deep breath, leaning back into your seat as you look out the window. Anyways, I'm done. It's not like I'm fucking at the moment. You didn't even realize how well you set yourself up to easily shoot your shot until you said it. You couldn't help but grin as you leaned over to speak quietly. I could be. I live upstairs. Oh. Nice. That's right, so that means you don't have to drive your car and worry about it breaking down or something. So, you didn't think she actually lived upstairs. It makes sense now that you're thinking about it for more than 2 seconds. She did look like she ran the joint, so she probably owns a salon downstairs too. You're impressed by her home, but why so many fish? Like, does there have to be 1,000 fish in the fish tank? What the fuck? She's a fish girl. Like, she's a fish gal. Like, look at her bandana. It's giving fish. Like, fish aside, you take a look around the living room area. It's nice. It matches her aura or whatever. Damn, you live like this. Bia? Damn, Bia. You live like this. It's because you didn't want to call her a bitch. What? All the candles. It's like a bedroom and Faceworks in here. Oh, cause Bath and Body Works, so bath, bedroom, body, face. Okay. A home that smells good is a welcoming one. You cock an eyebrow at her, crossing your arms over your chest as you give her that look. You smoke a lot, don't you? Mind your business. You laugh with her, walking towards the fish tank to get a closer look, even snapping a few pictures to show to your friends later. Why would someone need this many fish? Is she some serial killer that gets a new fish every single time she kills someone? Are you about to be murdered? So, the only places still open are a pizza joint and this one bodega that delivers what you want. Her voice brings you back to reality. You walk towards her to look at the menu in her hand before you remember the most important thing. Offer to pay, of course. You know what? I'll pay. Really? You know, you don't have to. Nah, it's fine. I gotta be a gentleman. Goodbye, Beezies. Oh, Yeezys? Goodbye, Beezies. You'll get the new pair another time. You pull out your phone, looking over the menu with her before placing your order. And of course, your card gets declined. You try again and still declined again. That doesn't make sense. You should have money in there. It isn't like you've been irresponsible with money lately. Besides, you just got a pay raise and got off child support for both of your kids since you promised to see them more often. You realize this is probably an issue with the bank and not your account, but this is embarrassing enough. This fine-ass woman just watched your card get declined twice while you were trying to be a gentleman. This is embarrassing. You bite back a swear as you set the menu down. It's like I said, every single time you try to choose what seems like the more reasonable choice, it just backfires on you. Am I being told I should make all of the wrong decisions? Go in trying to make the wrong decisions, and maybe it will turn out right? Cause, what the heck? You know I can pay. It ain't that big a deal. There's no way you can let her pay for you now. You would never let yourself live it down. Nah, actually it's getting late. I should head home. I gotta take my kids to school in the morning anyways. Not you're calling everything off because of that. Just swallow your pride a bit. We came this far, like, let's get somewhere. But it really isn't a big deal, Malik, you know? It's fine. I'll see you around, Yolanda. You grab your phone and keys as you head out. pausing at the door to turn back to look at her with a smirk on your face. Despite your embarrassment, you still have to leave this place with a bang. You close the door behind you, but instead of making your way towards your car, you kind of just linger in front of her door for a moment. You realize, oh, you really made a fool of yourself, didn't you? And notice, she didn't get any points from that. I'm sorry, this is not the time for that, but yeah, you can never come here again. Oh. You make your way towards your car and head back to your apartment. Thankfully, you don't have the kids with you for the night, giving you enough time to reflect in peace. Drowning in a fish tank. Man. That's upsetting. So he didn't score with Yolanda, but, you know. Let's see. Oh, there's no other dates unlocked. So, what, do I have to make all of the right choices so that he, goes further with Yolanda to get to the next date? I'm assuming that's probably how it works. If that's the case, that's interesting, because maybe I just don't play enough visual romance novels, but I'm not used to it being like that, where you have to actually, I'm just used to you, striving to get different endings. But in this case, you want a certain ending if you want to get to the next round. So, it's interesting. It's the good end, bad end, rare end. I don't know if it's going to be a case where we need either the good or the rare end, or if we specifically need the good one, but I'm just hoping that whatever choice we make in this moment will get us to the next date. So, let's see. Ask her to pay. Oh, you pay. See, it's not an actual, can you pay? It's a casual, you paying. You not? Oh. You really don't want to pay. Honestly, you're saving up for the new pair of Yeezys, and you don't want to pay for food when you don't have to. Wow. The one thing you learned from your father is how cheap you can be. That's wild. I mean, I could, but this is your house, and I was messing with you. I'll pay. You let out a silent sigh of relief. Busy secured after this week's paycheck. She takes a seat on her expensive-looking couch, and you follow after, sitting close to her, wrapping an arm around her shoulder like some cheesy rom-com. Yep, letting Yolanda take the lead, as you should, because, I mean, just given what she's done up to this point, she is clearly the head of this relationship, so let her be the top. You realize you're far more comfortable than you typically would be at a stranger's house. You're surprised she just let you in like that. You really are just some guy who came to an open mic. You might as well ask the question you both know you wanted to ask. So, you live alone? Besides the fish? Yeah, pretty much. A full-on grin, followed by your attention darting back towards the rather large fish tank. She has to have money. This is impressive. Why so many fish? Who needs kids when you have a shit ton of fish? There's 700 in there. And I know every single one. Okay, that's impressive. And kind of hot. Why is that kind of hot? I don't know. You tell me, because I thought it was just a thing. Ooh, I like lips. Oh my gosh. Really? Sheesh. I wish I had 100 fish instead of 2 kids. Most days, that statement is true. It's not like you don't love your kids to death. You just wish you didn't have the responsibility of taking care of someone else. You regret having kids? wish I waited, you know? At least until I settle down with someone I really fuck with. Me and my baby mamas can't even be in the same room for longer than an hour without one of them wanting to kill me. Your biggest regret. You wish you pulled out or used a better condom. Anything to take the burden and responsibility of kids off your shoulders. You want so much more to life than just picking up your kids from school or taking them to Chuckle W Cheesers. Chuckle W Cheesers. What the heck? Doesn't that mean you're the problem? You can't help but laugh at that one. She's unfortunately right about that one. You are the common denominator to 100% of your issues, but to be fair, you're working on it, getting better, slowly but surely. Maybe so. The two of you watch the fish move. She looks satisfied with their movements, as if she trained them to do that herself. Can you train fish? Despite her focus, she takes your hand in your own and pulls you closer. You press a kiss to her forehead before speaking quietly against her chin. You might as well ask. The worst she can say is no. So, then let me fuck or... Nah. You weren't expecting her to say no, so it's still covered as a shock. You laugh, but you hear a bit closer as you rest your head against your own. You hope this isn't scaring her. The last thing you want to do is make her uncomfortable. Oh, she said that no so gently. I know it tore him up inside. I know it tore him up inside. Will you ever let me fuck? You might as well ask. You know how some women like to wait, but you really don't see the point of that. But then again, it has been a couple months since the last time you've gotten laid, so maybe that's your dick talking and not the sensible person you claim to be. That isn't a good sign. Maybe in the future, when I get to know you better. Oh, you weren't expecting that. She's actually giving you a chance despite everything. You look down at her, thinking it over before your attention darts back to the fish tank. The more you sit here, the more you realize you actually can't fuck this woman. Sitting beside her, slightly buzzed, the smell of roses filling the room, it reminds you too much of Alice. It reminds you of the times you two had together, the only time in your life you really felt like you were in love. You have a certain admiration for Alice you haven't been able to find in any other woman. Yolanda is different, but she just isn't Alice. No one can be Alice, and it isn't fair of you to expect that in other people. You decide the best choice of action would just be to leave. You don't want to pull this innocent woman into the bullshit mess of your life. The last thing you need is another cat fight in the lobby of your apartment building. You stand, stretching for a moment before you look down at her, speaking with a calm voice. You do your best not to come off as upset, but you obviously fail at that. See, but now it's giving you're only leaving because you can't get sex out of her. It's unfortunate because, we're seeing what thought is going into this. So, we know that's not necessarily the reason he's leaving, but it's definitely what it's going to look like. Upset for the other obvious reason, that is, getting laid isn't that big of a deal when you're hurting like this. You know what? I'm going to go. Just remembered I have to pick up my kids tomorrow morning. What? I have kids, remember? They need to see their dad. Oh. Fuck. Did you just hurt her feelings? It almost seems like she doesn't want you to leave, despite not wanting to fuck you. Does she really want to be friends with you? Was she serious about what she meant by waiting a little longer? You can't think about this right now. The longer you think about this, the harder it will be to leave, and you know your mother would curse you out if you overslept and made her late for work. I'll see you around, Shit. You forgot about the food you two ordered. Your appetite long gone after thinking about Alice. For a woman you claim to love and respect, she sure can ruin your mood without even being here. Don't blame her. You want to hug Yolanda. You want to apologize for doing her dirty like this. Yeah, you did her dirt, because what did she do? But you can't bring yourself to. Your inability to confront someone you've clearly hurt is on full display. You feel bad, but not bad enough to do something about it. This is becoming a pattern, Malik. Yeah, I'm gonna get my food and head out. See you around, Yolanda. Don't give her a nickname. Giving her a nickname as you rudely walk out of her home to go get the food from downstairs is probably not one of your proudest moments. You're an asshole, and if anyone on Bitter heard about this, your mentions will be in shambles for weeks. You walk out, making sure to keep the door unlocked to return her food to her. It would be rude just to put it on her doorstep, wouldn't it? You go back and forth with yourself as you slowly make your way downstairs. Should you go back upstairs and apologize and stay with her for as long as she wanted to? You just don't understand how a person like her would want to hang out with someone with so many issues. You have way too many issues. Despite the slow descent down the stairs, you're quick to run up those 4 flights to ensure she gets her food. You already walked out on her like that. Giving her cold food would probably piss her off even more. You stand in front of her door, setting your own food down beside you before reaching your hand up to knock. You stop yourself as you hear the sound of sobbing. Did you make her cry? You should knock on her door and apologize. Be a good person for once in your life. Fuck it. You knock on her door. You have to make it right. You can't leave a woman crying like this. You might be a man and kind of a piece of shit, but you have limits to how bad of a person you can be in a day, and you think you've already met your cap for the week. It takes a few moments before she opens the door. Her eyes are red, avoiding. If you were in her shoes, you wouldn't look at yourself either. You offer her the bag with her food after picking up your own. You take a step closer, bringing a hand up to rest on her shoulder, which she quickly pushes away with her own, her sad eyes filled with disgust. Don't touch me. Your food. You don't even get a chance to speak before she's snatching the drink out of your hand and slamming the door in your face. Okay, you deserve that. You'll take the L on this one and give her a point. Malik 3, Yolanda 4. Fish fry. Wow, that ending was worse than the previous ending. How do I get the good ending? Yo. Alright, so it's clear that I don't know how to get the good ending. So we're gonna take a break and then I will be back if I figure out what it is that we have to do to get to the right ending. So I don't know, maybe we have to leave her alone? That feels awful. But knocking on the door and apologizing didn't work. So, should just leave her alone. The damage has been done. Give that woman some peace. The hell you have put this woman through is enough to get you bad karma for the rest of your life. But you can't make it up to her if you don't allow her time to heal. The one thing Alice taught you about women is that they need space to process things. Okay, you can give her space. Yeah, you will give her space. You give her the door a quick knock before setting the bag of food down on her doormat. You quickly head towards the stairs, praying she doesn't see you running away. You've made a fool of yourself today. You've hurt someone who didn't deserve the pain you brought them. You feel genuine remorse as you sit in your car, munching on some fries as you attempt to find the energy to drive yourself home. You're exhausted, the instant bad karma hitting you like a brick. You deserve to feel bad. You deserve to feel disgusted by your actions. You realize that you would feel away if someone did this to you, so why would you do it to someone else? You'll make it up to her one day. That is, if she lets you speak to her again. You pray she does. She has a pretty smile. You eventually pull off into the night, the sound of Tupac filtering out over distant sirens and car horns. She and failing. Fishing for pussy and failing, that's wild. Oh, but that is how I unlock the route with... That's wild. Why'd it have to end so sad? Or to get here, it's like... So, it only took us like 5 tries, but we've unlocked the ability to progress to the next date. So, our next struggling single who Malik will be pursuing is Arihi. So, we'll see where this goes. That will be all for this time. Thank you for joining us on this really confusing journey and trying to figure out how to get to the progressive end, because I don't think that was a good end. I feel like that felt really bad for all parties involved. And I hope you'll join us next time as we see how Malik's route goes with Arihi. Thank you for joining, and I hope you have a good